I was so sure when I hear say the 26 years was having a will. Me as a father, I'm 50, 60 years of age now. I do not have something like that. I never think of say writing my will. 26 years old boy was writing a will, which is capital no. So they have to collaborate with the lawyer.
There are lots of misconceptions about writing a will, and so on this video I will be discussing the dangers of writing a will in Nigeria without knowing certain information and what you may not know about writing a will. So watch this video till the end, and if today is your first time on this channel, this is a channel where we discuss everything real estate, a channel where we provide you with safe, secured, profitable real estate investment. And so please consider subscribing if today is your first time. Click on the subscription button, click on the notification bell so that you will be among the first to see our videos whenever we publish them. And so due to the video trending online where Mohbad's father was interviewed some few days ago, and on that video he claimed that the will that was presented by the lawyer wasn't written by Mohbad. And so also some few days ago I got a message from an investor in diaspora asking me to share more light on what a will is as it applies to real estate investment. And that is why this video I have titled it "The Danger of Writing a Will in Nigeria Without Knowing Certain Vital Information." But before I proceed, I would like to explain what a will is. Okay, the will is a legal document or an instrument of conveyance. A will is used to convey the wishes of the deceased. A will not be effective until the person dies. A will not be effective until the person dies. If a person dies and leaves a will, the person is said to have died testate. If a person dies and leaves a will, the person is said to have died testate. If a person dies without leaving a will, the person is said to have died intestate. If a person dies without leaving a will, the person is said to have died intestate. The person that makes the will is called the testator. The person that makes the will is called the testator. The person that carries out the testator's wish is called the executor. The person that carries out the testator's wish is called the executor, which is the lawyer. And the person in which the will is bequeathed to, in which the will is passed on to, is called the beneficiary. So the person that the will is passed on to is called the beneficiary. I hope that is clear. And so for a will to be valid, the will must be written by the testator, and the testator must understand the content of the will. The testator is the person that writes the will. So for a will to be valid, the will must be written by the testator, and the testator must understand the content of the will. The testator must not be influenced by a third party. The testator must at least be 18 years and above. The testator must at least be 18 years and above. And the testator must be of sound mind. The will must contain two witnesses. The will must contain two witnesses, and no beneficiaries of that will must be part of those witnesses. And so once the will is prepared, the executor, which is the lawyer, now takes the will to a department of the High Court, which is the probate registry. Now, the probate registry is a department of the High Court. Now, the executor, which is the lawyer, takes the will to the probate registry where the will is registered. And for the will to be valid, the will must be registered. And for the will to be valid, the will must be registered when the testator is alive. You cannot register a will when the testator is not alive. So the testator must be alive for you to register that will. That is when it becomes valid. And so when the testator dies, the probate registry of the High Court issues what is called a grant of probate. And the reason why the grant of probate is issued is because the testator left a will. Now, the executor, which is the lawyer, now organizes the family, reads out the will, and then the beneficiaries of this will be given what is called deed of assent. This deed of assent is a legal document that transfers ownership from the testator to the beneficiaries. Now, remember, the properties on that will is still in the name of the testator. So that deed of assent is a legal document that transfers ownership from the testator to the beneficiary. But in a case where the testator did not leave any will, so the families of the testator now goes through the lengthy process of contacting the probate registry and getting what is called a letter of administration of estates. It's a lengthy process and it involves a lot of financial implication. It's a very lengthy process. And so, I believe I've done justice to this topic. If you have any question or questions, please contact me on the comment section or send me a direct message. I will be more than happy to attend to all your questions. Until then, see you. Bye-bye.